Okay, let's do the revision of what we did previously. Uh, Previously, we started with rights and responsibility of professional, and that is the main module of our discussion. Yeah, someone is asking about, yeah, guys, we'll do question answer. I will give you proper time for our discussion, and we also need to finish our discussion, our topic as well. So, Suman, I will discuss about Viva and everything at the end. So now we are going to focus on our topic. So first, let's do the revision of what we did previously. We started with rights and responsibility. Yeah, my voice is a bit low. Here, guys, if other can also check whether I'm audible to you completely or are you facing any trouble? Am I audible? Or you find there is, yeah, someone is saying that audible but low. Okay, so everything is fine. All the settings are also fine. Yeah, Sagni, it is saying that it's fine for her. So, guys, do check your system as well. Sometimes there are chances that you can be have a internet problem or some device problem. So, from my end, I think everything is completely fine. Even the audio settings are working fine. So now I think we can start. I will try to be more louder so that if my voice is low to you, you can hear me. Okay. So previously we started with rights and responsibility, and at that module we discussed that some case study, a case study 1 and 2, and after that we also took your response. Then we also discussed that if a woman is facing any kind of discrimination, some kind of harassment, so what could be the correct step? So we have seen that there is a concept called whistleblower. I just gave a basic idea to you regarding whistleblower, but here we are going to discuss about everything. In today's discussion, we are going to focus on whistleblower as well. There we are going to discuss what are the types of whistleblower, what are the attributes of whistleblower. So that we are going to discuss. And after discussing that, after we completed the discussion of whistleblower, we also discussed that there is also a Vishaka guideline, uh, which there was a one case in Rajasthan, the one of the state of our India. Uh, Earlier, there was no women protection or women safety law in our system. Those who are working for them, this Vishaka guideline provided a base where they can take help. And afterwards, in 2013, our government also passed a rule. So, with the help of that law, a girl who is facing any kind of discrimination, some kind of problem, harassment, so they can take the help of that law. It was passed in 2013, and we have seen that as well. So, now let me tell you what we are going to do today. So, first, we are going to discuss about the basic responsibility of the citizen. Though we are going to talk about the India more, but even this is applicable everywhere in the other countries also. Those who are from the outside, they can also relate definitely. This is our basic responsibility towards our nation. Okay, so first we are going to discuss about responsibility towards nation, then rights which are given by the constitution. Some of the rights are very common. Many of the countries are also having the similar rights. Their citizens can also have a similar rights. So we are also going to discuss about that. And afterwards, we are also going to discuss that what are the responsibilities as in working professional we should have to have. Okay, so that will be our point of discussion. Then whistleblower, as I told you, types and attributes that we are going to discuss. And at the end, there is one beautiful case study regarding Merck Pharmaceutical Company that is US based. So that we are going to discuss. So now let me take you towards our first topic. Yeah. First, we are going to discuss about the responsibility of the citizen. It is not like only these are though it is more focused on the Indian side, but even the other country people, the foreign students can definitely relate here. This is about how we should have to be responsible towards our nation. The first one is saying that to be faithful to the country. A national flag, many of the other things are also there that pledge unity, integrity, sovereignty. So these are the things that we should have to be faithful. Even many of the other things are also there that if your country is having national symbols, national flag is there, some of the other national symbols are also there. So you should have to pay respect to that. You should also have to be very faithful to the country. We have seen that many of the times uh, this is not only about India. Many of the countries are also facing this problem. That because some of the people just to go for their selfish motive, they are actually not taking care about their own country. They are not being faithful towards their country. They are not loyal. So that's why just to get some of the money, they are taking some of the negative steps towards their own country, and this is actually not appropriate. As a responsible citizen, one should not have to do that. If we talk about the second one, that is to obey the law of lands. So wherever you are working or wherever you are living, you should have to obey the law of that land. That is the main priority. This is about the citizen. So if we take the example here, you can definitely relate here as well. We do know that right now we are in Rajkot, where municipality is also there. So sometimes municipalities are also taking some kind of rules and regulation, which the citizen of that city should have to follow. Other people can also definitely relate in their own country. If you are having some of the decision making authority from the city wise also, you may find that mayor is there. Okay, many of the people are there who are going to take some of the decision on behalf of whole city. So as a part of that city, you need to follow that. At the same time, we don't that Rajkot is a part of Gujarat. Gujarat is a state. So Gujarat government is also a different governing body, where we have seen that government of Gujarat is also many times taking the decision, some of the rules regulation, which as a part of that state, a person should have to follow. Then afterwards, the next one is about the central government. So here in our case, we do know that our central government, government of India, is also making some kind of rules and regulation, which people should have to follow. So to obey the law of land, uh, wherever you are working, you need to follow that rules and regulation, whether it is decided by the citizen, the main people who are there on behalf of that city, or your city is there, which is part of some state, or your state is also part of a country. So there could be a multiple authority which is deciding some of the rules and regulations. So to obey the law of land, this is the must for everyone. The third one, to express boldly against any criminal or illegal actions, including legislative actions. We are aware that many times the people who are being silent, they are not actually being responsible there. If something is happening wrong, person should have to raise a voice so that other can also get motivated. They can also raise their voice, and this criminal thing or illegal things can be stopped. In that way, you are actually paying tribute to your nation. You are actually being responsible there towards your nation. Earlier in India, people were actually not helping those who were meeting with the accident. Why? Because we are aware that police investigation was happening, and many times those people who just helped the person who met the accident, they are also getting some kind of harassment by the policemen, and some kind of thing. They are required to be there at the police station for many of the times. They are called for many of the times for their um, records. So right now, we do know that then Supreme Court of our India, they made a changes. They said that those who are working, the injured guy, who met with the accident should not have to get more harassed. Just police investigation should not have to be more longer. Just take a statement from that guy or girl and make them free because they are not liable here. So that's why if you even find that some at somewhere you need to help some of the people, those who are in the accident, you can definitely now help them. All your people who are very scared that if we are going to help this guy, we are going to get a trouble, some kind of trouble from the investigation. So that's why people were avoiding it. So now you can definitely do that. Even many times we do know that many of the criminal things are happening, but we are just closing our eyes. If you can do it at your own power, you should have to do it because that is our responsibility as a citizen. Fourth one is about welfare of all the citizens. You should have to do something which is going to get benefit for all the other citizens as well. If we take the example here, we do know that right now corona pandemic is happening, and when corona pandemic started, our prime minister started with the uh, notice that if you want to help, then PM Care Fund is there. You can donate your some of the amount. So at that time, many of the people started donating. Why? Because they thought that this is our responsibility towards our nation, so that we can ensure that all the other citizens who are in a very problematic situation. Many times we have seen that whenever the floods are happening, people are donating so that those people who are getting affected, they can get the benefit from this. So welfare of all the citizen is one of the priority. On the other side, let's say that as an individual, uh, first example was more focusing on monetary help and other thing. On the other aspect, non-monetary help you can also offer to towards your country. Like we do know that sometimes our neighbors are just cleaning their home, and whatever garbage they are getting, they are collecting from their home, they are throwing outside. So they are just thinking that my home is very clean. What about their street? What about their society? They are not actually taking care of it. So this should have to be avoided because you are also part of the society. You are living with many of the people. We are social animals. We like to be with the society. So if you are just taking care of yourself and not thinking about other people, it is actually not a behavior of a responsible citizen. So that should have to be avoided. Next one is imbibe the spirit of non-violence and satyagraha. Uh, Let me tell you what is satyagraha. Satyagraha, it is kind of peaceful protest. If we talk from the Indian point of view, then India got independence in 1947. There were many freedom fighters. They sacrificed their life as well. So their sacrifice should not have to go in vain. If you are going to protest, if you don't like any of the rules and regulations, you should have to go for peaceful protest. Many times, not only in India, but in other countries also, we have seen that people started protesting against some of the law which they don't like, or some of the things which they don't like, and they are then ending up to doing violent things. They are destroying the public properties too, which, as a responsible citizen, one should not have to do it. We have seen that right now, if we take the example of many other countries, uh, Black Life Matters is many times it is happening in many of the countries, and sometimes people are protesting in a peaceful way, but the government authorities are uh, being violent. They are not. They are taking some of the uh, not appropriate actions. Because of that, clashes are happening. So not only a people, even the other parties can also be involved there. So as a responsible citizen, we should have to avoid this. If you find that there is a requirement of protest, there is a requirement of raising your voice against some of the things, you can definitely raise your voice, but you should not have to accept the violence way. it should have to be a peaceful way. Even our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi, he is also in favor of that non-violence, and we have seen his life that he did protest in a peaceful way, and satyagraha is a tool which he used against British government, and even got the success as well. So that's the thing that we have to consider. Next is ensure the great culture and tradition of the country survive. Many of the countries, those who are the people who of that country, those who are actually not giving a priority to their culture, they are not respecting their own cultural value, then after a few years or few decades, that culture is actually get vanished. We have observed many of the culture too. So as an Indian citizen, as a other country citizen also, you should have to also give importance to the culture where you belong to, the tradition also, which are very appropriate according to the society. So you should not have to forget the cultural value, your traditional value. Let's say that if all of us are just forgetting the what are the great culture, rich culture we are part of, then what about the next generation? If we are not giving importance to that thing, then our next generation is definitely they are not going to get any of the knowledge regarding the cultural value, traditional value. So, to survive, to make that survive in a longer period of time, it is our responsibility that we should have to ensure that this culture and traditional value should have to survive for longer period of time. There are many of the countries which are very particular about their culture, their traditional value. If we consider about the China and many of the countries, they are just accepting their own language, Chinese language, Japanese language, and people, those who want to do a business with them, they are actually learning those language, and afterwards they are also doing the business. So they are uh, considering their own great culture as the priority one, tradition as the priority one. So as a citizen, we should also have to have this thing in our mind. This is our responsibility. Further, educating yourself. We do know that government is doing so many educational plans. They are every time many of these schemes are launched by them. But to get the education, it is our priority. If we take the example of our India, then we do know that Indian government introduced many of the schemes where people, those who are even belong to a lower income group, they can get the education free sometime and sometime with the help of loan as well. Sometimes they are also giving amount so that they can go for higher study as well. So many of the schemes are available by the government. But to get the education, this is our responsibility. We have seen that some of the people who are belong to lower income group, even though many of the people are telling them that this is a very free education, you can send your child so that they can also get the education, but they are not sending them. So this also should have to be avoided because you should have to even give the priority to the education. If you are getting education properly, even if your child are also getting education properly, then in the other way you are also actually serving your nation. Then people who are getting education are definitely going to support the growth of the nation. So that way you are also paying your tribute towards your nation. So that's the responsibility which everybody should have to have. The next one is to preserve the natural resources. That is the main priority. If we talk about India, then we do know that many of the times people are complaining that why our sea is not so clean as the other country, while other many of the natural resources are not so good as the other countries. But this is our responsibility too. Many times we have seen that governments are making the sanctuary park, but people are destroying it. They are even throwing. You can also notice this that many times you must have noticed that if you are visiting parks, some of the public area, people are throwing garbage anywhere. So uh, this is our responsibility to make the clean city. we have seen that people are also destroying the rivers. They are throwing anything in the river. So to be responsible, we should have to stop this. We should have to preserve our natural resources, because if natural resources are going to be there, our human race will also survive. Otherwise, we are also going to get affected in a few longer period of time. So that's the one. Now, if we talk about the rights, uh, here we are focusing on the rights given by our constitution. Other country people can also have a similar aspect sometime, so they can also get the idea. So let's learn about those. Yeah, here we are going to discuss about the rights given by the Indian Constitution, and you can definitely learn this thing as well. First is right of freedom. We do know that India is an independent country. Everybody is free, so one cannot force other guy to uh, do his or her work very forcefully. You are not the owner of any other guy. So everybody is having their own right of freedom. Because of that, many times we have seen that human trafficking is happening. Many of the bad people are actually kidnapping some of the child, and they are selling them. So human trafficking is not the correct way. This is actually violating the right of freedom of those people. So that is very unethical from the law point of view as well. Next is cultural and educational rights. You are having a freedom to choose and act according to your culture. If we talk about India, then we do know that if you want to celebrate your cultural festival, you can definitely celebrate. Nobody can stop that. Uh, and this is your right. Further, educational rights are also there. We do know that government is encouraging everyone to get the primary education, and it is also a free of cost. So to have uh, to get this benefit is also your educational right to educate yourself properly. Further, right against exploitation is also one of the great right. Let me tell you what is exploitation. Exploitation can considered in many ways. If I'll give you one example, you will definitely get the understanding. We are aware regarding child labor. If some of the childs are forcefully um, taken for some of the earning activity, like they are thrown somewhere where from their efforts a person is going to get earning, that is actually not right. So child labor is kind of exploitation, because at the same age child should have to get the education, but you are violating there. Similarly, in one of the video we have seen that when one customer, there was one Sardaji guy, and there was he visited one of the office director, the office scene where we have seen, and one watchman was also there. So the director was asking many of the personal tasks, even the watchman was doing. So that is actually example of exploitation. So work exploitation can also be there. So this is about your right. You can definitely raise your voice if some kind of exploitation is happening. Definitely do it. Next is right of life and personal liberty. If we talk about the right of life, everybody is free to live. Nobody should have to take a life of other person, because that person is having right to live. Similarly, you should not also have to emphasize on some of the idea, like you should not have to tell anyone or force anyone that you should have to end your life. So if your thoughts are motivating someone to get suicide, that is actually not right. You are violating the right of life that guy is having. If we talk about the personal liberty, people are free to uh, act anyway. If somebody want to change the religion in India, definitely you can change that, because constitution is allowing it. It is that we can consider as a part of right of life and personal liberty. You are having complete freedom to choose or change any of the religion. That is your wish. Next is right to equality. If we talk about the right to equality, there are many aspects. So on the right side, you are noticing that there is a pie circle and there are many points are also written. So they're going to take the help of that right side figure. So let's discuss about each thing in detail. So first one is saying that equality before the law. So our law system is saying that in front of law, everybody is equal. There is not like you are, if you are belong to lower income group, you cannot get justice against any of the criminal thing. In front of law, everybody is same. Even if you are from lower income group or the upper income group or the rich guy or the person who is of higher status, you can definitely, you are also equal. In front of law, everybody is there who are equal. The second one is about protection of civil rights. Many of the civil rights are given to us, and to protect the civil rights in front of everyone, everybody is equal. If we take the example here, you will get more idea. You do know that you are having complete freedom to play loud music. Even we took this example previously. So if you are going to play a loud music at some inappropriate time, and because of your act, if your neighbors are getting affected, so you are actually violating the rights given to them. So there are some civil rights which are given to them, and if you are going to violate that, you are actually not doing correct way. So to protect the civil rights, if they are going to call a police and the police are going to caught you, so they are actually protecting their own civil rights. So that's the way. Next is about abolition of titles. Here in India, we are aware that when India got independence, many of the castes were given some of the titles. So our law system is actually saying that there should have to be, everybody should have to avoid that. One cannot refer any of the people with some of the inappropriate tag. So a title or tag should not have to be given to any of the particular group of people, because that is actually not correct way. This is against the rights of equality. And further, next is equality in the public employment. Whenever government is actually having some kind of recruitment requirement, let's say that we are aware that many of the government organizations are there, if they need a people, so everybody is equal, they can definitely apply for that particular post. So there is definitely equality in the public employment. Next one is social equality and access to public areas. Any of the people can definitely visit the public area without any restriction. One cannot stop other guy if they are going to use a public property. This is everybody's ownership. It is not like only few people are having ownership of that particular public area. Everybody's are equal, though we do know that some rules and regulation could have been there. Like right now in the pandemic time, government is actually having restriction on many of the public areas. So there is kind of exception, but in the normal days, we do know that everybody can use any of the public area and nobody can stop. So that is also rights, which is considered as right to equality. Now we are going to discuss about the responsibilities of employed professional. So let's assume that you are working in one of the company. So what are the responsibility that you should have to pay towards your company? So first one is about accountability. Accountability is quite related with the responsibility. If we take the if we discuss about accountability, let's say that you are given some of the task, and even some of the freedoms are also given to you that you can take some of the decision. Let's say that that task is not working properly. So at the end, if you are going to take the whole responsibility that this is because of me something is happening, you are actually showing your accountability towards that task. So that's the one. Whatever task which is given to you, you should have to complete that faithfully. And if you are not able to complete that, even you should have to act as a responsible person. You should have to consider there is your accountability. You are accountable for that, and that's how you can do it. Next one is the loyalty. So loyalty towards the company is also one of the responsibility which a person should have to have. Uh, if your company is in need of loyalty, let's say that how loyal you are, you should have to showcase. In one of the discussion, uh, you know, let me take the other example. Let's say that you are working in a company and there is one competitor firm, there is a rival company. They are asking you that if you are going to provide some information from your company, some secret information, we are going to pay you some amount. Let's say that if you are going to do it, then actually you are not loyal there towards your company. And if you are saying no, then you are proving your loyalty because you are working with that company and you are respecting that thing. So that is actually considered as loyalty. Talking about pride of employer, wherever you are working, you should not have to say a bad thing about that company. That is your responsibility because you know that you are part of that company, you are working there, you are getting salary in terms of your efforts, in return of your efforts. So if you are saying anything bad, that is actually not showing your uh, true responsibility towards the that company. So pride of employer, wherever you are working, you should have to work with a pride with that association. If you are not so happy with the company, simply it suggests that you can leave for your next job. If you are not so happy, if you find that there is many inappropriate things which are not so suitable for me, so definitely you are free to choose another company too. But a pride of employer is your responsibility as well. Respect of authority, it is common. Right? Also, you are aware about respect of authority. Those people who are on the higher side and those who are having decision making power, a reporting authority, towards them, you should have to pay a respect because they are the one who are going to take any kind of decision on behalf of you as well as about your company, about your future too. So, respect of authority is the must one. Next one is collegiality. That means a kind of a good relation between you and your colleague. Many times there can be a situation where your point of view and your colleague's point of view is not matching. It is quite in opposite direction. But still, you should not have to give it so much importance that you are also going to reject some of the company's value. If your company, let's say that you and your colleague just had a fight, and now there is a next assignment in which only you and your colleague with whom you had a fight are selected, and there is a requirement that you should have to work together. So your personal grudges you should have to keep aside, and you also need to work with that guy or girl because that is how a company should have to work. They are going to get the uh, goal completed. So that's why you are hired. So you should have to avoid any kind of conflict with your colleague. You should have to maintain a good relationship, even if there is something bad incident happen, but it should not have to lead to a problematic situation for company's code. So that is the one. Next is pride of profession. Whatever profession you are choosing, you should have to have a pride. Otherwise, if you are not being happy, you will not contribute enough towards the company's goal as well as your personal goal. You will definitely, because of your unhappiness, it can lead to many problematic situations. Next is confidentiality. This is the must. If some of the tasks are given to you, which a company is considering very secretive one, and you should not have to reveal the information, so you should have to follow that. So a confidentiality is the must. Let's say that some companies are going to launch a new product, and you are aware about it, and company wanted to make the announcement after a few weeks, but you just revealed that our company is going to make this product in public. there you are actually breaching the trust and you are actually breaching the confidentiality. You are not maintaining the confidentiality. So that is also our priority, our responsibility as an employed professional. Now we are now going to discuss about the whistleblower. In previous session, we discussed that whistleblower is a person or a group of person who are going to check if some of the inappropriate thing is happening in the company. They are going to blow the whistle. That means they are going to take a step against that and they are going to correct that action. So now we are going to discuss about the types here. So there are actually four types of whistleblower. Yeah, first one is about external. Let's say that company um, is finding someone who is not part of the current employment. They are finding some guy or group of people who are working outside. Let's say some third party, and they are giving authority that you are going to identify what is the inappropriate thing which is happening in my company, and then if something is happening you are going to take action. You are having full freedom. So that is actually known as external. If company hired someone from the outside, if company is going to hire from the inside, that is actually known as internal whistleblower, where a person or a group of people who are already working with the company and the management decide that now let's make them whistleblower. So that is actually known as internal whistleblower. Further, anonymous. That means company is going to make someone as a whistleblower, but nobody's knowing this. Nobody's aware about this. So that is actually known as anonymous whistleblower, where company already made someone as a whistleblower, but company haven't made the public announcement. Every people are not aware that this is the guy who is working as a whistleblower. He is given as the responsibility of whistleblower. So that is actually known as anonymous. Nobody is aware. If company made it public, if company already had someone as a whistleblower and company is making announcement in front of every member of the company that this is the guy who is a whistleblower in our company. So that is actually known as open whistleblower. So these are the four types: external, someone from the outside; internal, someone from the within the company; anonymous, if the announcement is not made in the public, nobody is aware about it, who is the whistleblower; and last one is open. That means everybody is aware that he or she is the guy. They are the people who are considered as a whistleblower. So these are the four types of whistleblower. Now we are going to discuss about the attributes of whistleblower. So there are many attributes. First one, we discuss about the motive. So a whistleblower's motive should have to choose the correct side only if some inappropriate thing is happening. So their main motive is to correct that action, and they are going to take the action. Even some of the actions are very harsh or they are going to lead to problem, but this is their job to fulfill that requirement. So that's the one. Next one is about disclosure. About disclosure, if whistleblower is finding that some of the things should have to made publicly, some of the evidence should have to reveal in front of everyone. So that is actually a if some of the rights are given to whistleblower, he can. Let's say that company is giving a limited rights to whistleblower, where uh, particular information should not have to reveal, it should not have to go outside the company. So that a whistleblower should have to follow. So that's the one. Audience for whistleblower who is working in the company. Audience can be considered as the people who are working there, the employee. Sometimes some of the senior manager, some of the top management can also be part of it. So these are about audience. Now, yeah. Now we are going to discuss about one case study that is about Merck Pharmaceutical Company and river blindness. You guys may not be aware about the river blindness, but some of the people may have a knowledge regarding river blindness. So, to give you more understanding regarding what is river blindness is actually a disease. For that, to get the more knowledge about it, I will show you one video. With the help of that video, you will get to know that what is actually river blindness, how badly this disease is. Here in India, we are not aware that what is river blindness, but how badly this disease is. For that, let's take the help of one video. So I'll share one video now. Yeah, someone is asking about as whistleblower against professionalism. No, he's actually doing his job. So his profession is suggesting that whenever you are finding any inappropriate thing, you can raise your voice. So that is actually a part of his job. Okay. Mm, yeah, Ashish is saying that what happens if there is some type contract that exploits some of the fundamental rights of a person? Yeah, that is actually unethical way. Yes, Ashi, sometime, but this should have to be depend on you. If I can elaborate your example more, so you can consider that let's say that you are working in one of the company and your company wants you to sign some of the agreement, some of the contracts, which are not appropriate, which is actually illegal thing as well. So if you are going to sign it, you are also going against your rights as well. Hussein, I am not taking attendance, so please don't write your enrollment number in the chat box. We'll take your attendance, but this is not the time for attendance. I will give you enough time for your attendance. So avoid that. Now, as I told you, I will show you a video regarding river blindness. So let me take you to that video. Now I think the screen is visible to you. Let's see. I will also explain in between with the help of that video. So let's see what is there. Uh, if you are not able to hear the dialogues, don't worry. In between, I will also explain.
Once upon a time, there was a fly born in African rivers. And to live, it had to bite humans. And when it did, the fly became infected with tiny worms. When the fly bit another person, the worms entered their skin and grew up. They mated, and their baby worms migrated, causing unbearable itching. And
Okay, so this is about river blindness. The fly, which are born in African river, uh, that flies are actually biting the humans, and from there they are also getting infected. From there, they are also transmitting worms in another human as well, and those worms, tiny worms, are entering the human body, and they are creating many of the problems. Like first, that human is going to find itchiness, bad itchiness as a problem, and afterwards
ultimately blindness.
it can also result to a blindness.
In Africa, children would lead their blinded elders with sticks. Millions of people were affected. Millions of acres were uninhabitable, trapping people in poverty. Something had to be done about this little fly. 1974, something was done. Using helicopters, spraying insecticides into rivers in 11 African countries. It was called the Onchocerciasis Control Program. Where it was tried, it worked. The disease stopped spreading. People returned to farm. But the existing infections carried on. 1990, 11 to 30 countries had been treated. 19 more countries to go.
Okay, so now you are having idea that what is river blindness. Uh, Though many of the steps were taken in 1974, like government were spraying the insecticides, even though WHO also had, they started spraying the insecticides in the river, and they were killing the flies. But it was a huge task. Some of the people are not getting affected because the flies are dying. But what about the existing population, which already got this disease, river blindness? So this is about our old case, but now let me take you to our PPT as well. Yeah. So Merck Pharmaceutical Company. Now let me also tell you the big background of Merck Pharmaceutical Company. Merck Pharmaceutical Company is American-based pharmaceutical company. This is about real life case. You can also find out about Merck Pharmaceutical Company. They did their social responsibility here. Earlier, when they found this is a problematic situation for South African country, and this is very big problem for them because we are aware that uh, South African countries are also not so much well advanced. They are not developed countries. Even India is also one of the developing countries. Similarly, South African countries are also in a developing stage. So definitely their governments are also not so strong, which can fund a huge amount of thing so that come they can eliminate this disease from the country. So this Merck Pharmaceutical Company found that let's help and let's make a cure. So for them, there were two sides. If they are going to choose a positive side or negative side, so we'll discuss about this. Let's say that if they are going to develop a drug, so they found that this could be a problem. First one is expensive because to make a drug or vaccine, we are aware that it is going to take a lots of fund for research. So this is very expensive, and South African countries cannot afford many of the funds. So for them, it is only one man show. It is about Merck Pharmaceutical Company. On their own fund, they are going to start the research and they are going to find out the drug. So that is very expensive. Second is might not work. There is a chance that it cannot work. Third is might harm those who agree to a trial because we know that human trials are very much required. Let's say that human trials are not working, then it can also create a bad publicity. Many of the medias are going to say that Merck pharmaceutical companies, because many of the people are consuming the drug provided by Merck, this is not working. Similarly, it is time consuming, a long time duration is required. On the other side, let's say that they are not developing, so they can get a bad publicity. People may say that they are just focusing on their profit, not about the other side. Then low moral of researchers at Merck, missed opportunity. Merck would lose the patent on deworming the drug, a very profitable drug as well. But at the end, they actually made it. They, after doing research, they did it. Even the video is going to show that.
Then a drug used to fight hookworm in dogs is re-examined. Turns out, in people, it works like a miracle on river blindness, killing the larvae, preventing new infections, stopping the itching immediately, putting an end to infected people going blind. Merck donates all the pills needed to control the disease. Just 1 or 2 pills a year per person, no exceptions. 1995. APOC is begun to help countries identify needs and satisfy those needs. From there, the communities take charge. Thanks to many donors, smart organizations, determined countries.
Okay, so afterwards, they actually found the cure, and even Merck Pharmaceutical Company also played a big role there. They played their good role as a responsible company. So it was a good thing. Now, let me make the announcement regarding the term work. We are going to extend the deadline. Earlier, I told you that 15th September is the deadline. but many of the people, many of the students were requesting that we should have to extend the deadline. So because of that, we are going to now consider 20 September. That means 20th September is the new deadline, 2009. So you are having, if you count from today, you are having still more 10 days. In that 10 days, you can finish your work and then you can submit. Yeah, in case if you are having any difficulty, if you want to discuss anything with me, you are free to discuss. And what I'm going to do is I'll share a Google Form link with all of you. So give me a minute, guys. I'm actually on Google Form. Yeah, this is about TC3. So I'll share the Google Form link in your chat box, and after that, you should have to mark your attendance there, and then you are free. I'm still here. And once again, let me announce about term work. Your new deadline is 20th September because ongoing midsems are there. So you can definitely find a time there. So guys, wait, don't write down your attendance there in the chat box. I hope I am requesting all of you, don't write down there. Write down in the Google form. It is there. Google form is there. Don't mark your attendance in chat box. So Google form link is there. Mark your attendance there. Don't write down your attendance in here in the chat box. I won't consider that. So many times I shared the link now. Waha, please don't write down your enrollment number in chat box. Go on this link, Google form link, and mark your attendance. I shared many times, still sharing it in case if you are not getting it. Do it right now. The form is there, it is activated. Yeah, Suman, definitely I'm having the extra time, so we'll do it. So guys, those who are having any doubt, you can stay. Those who are not, they can definitely, they are free. They can leave.
Sir,
Yes.
so could you please tell me about the case study one, the project that we have to do?
Yeah, about the case study, I told you that I will share the case study in your login portal, which I already shared. So now you have to log into your Marwadi login, and there you will find where you are finding the PPT and the materials of all the other subject. You will also find case studies there. Ibrahim, it is opening.
Okay.
It is already working. So Ibrahim.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir. Sir, I have problem in my Gmail, so I cannot open the lecture. I send my roll number from my friend Gmail. I'm Hussein Salami.
Yeah, no problem. If you already submitted in Google form, it's okay for me.
Okay.
Right? Adam,
Okay,
Google
sir.
form is open. Guys, I can show you there are 54 people who already completed their attendance. So you can also do it. It is working and it is working fine. As you can see, people already marked their attendance.
Yes, sir, but I think the problem is with the region because we are in Syria, we are not in India. So people who are in Syria, the link is not opening with them. Like me and
Okay,
Ibrahim
so
Amran, if you can say.
yeah, definitely just a minute. What I'll do is I'll take your attendance. I'm actually going to find a book and pen.
So what should I do now?
Now you can write down your enrollment number along with your class name in the chat box, and after writing down, you are free. I will note down.
Okay, okay, then I will write the enrollment number in the chat box here.
Yes,
Okay, thank you, sir.
welcome. Those who are able to mark their attendance in Google Form, please do it on that Google Form only. But those who are from outside India, if they are facing issue, then only you can tell me your enrollment number in the chat box. I will note down there. And after that, you are free. You can definitely leave this meeting so that I can discuss with those who are remaining. And yes, guys, case studies are pasted. It is uploaded in your login portal. You can definitely find there. So quickly, those who are facing trouble, they can write down their enrollment number along with the class name in the chat box. Yeah, Ashish, I prefer to, I gave you Google link. This is for those people who are outside India, those who are from Syria. If they are facing trouble in a Google form, for them only I'm taking attendance here in chat box. But you just need to give attendance in Google form only. That's the main priority. And yes, guys, after marking your attendance, you can definitely leave this meeting.
Excuse
I'm
me,
going
sir.
to stay here for those people who are going to
Excuse
face
me.
a trouble. Yes.
Sir, what about the case study? What is the deadline?
Sachit, your voice is breaking actually.
Sir, I have very low internet connectivity. That's why. Sir, what is the deadline of the case study?
20th for case study as well as for presentation for both of them. Now, new deadline is 20th.
Sir, can you elaborate a little bit more about case study? Because I don't remember.
Case studies are there in your login portal. You have to first find out there from the login portal. There are 6 case studies I pasted. There, first you have to read the case, and after end of that case, there are a few questions that you have to answer. So you just need to write down your opinion there, what you feel as the appropriate way. That's the way a case study should have to.
And about the presentation, sir?
You have to make a PPT on any of the topic. I already
Say
topic list.
28 or 20, sir.
It's 20.
20.
Yeah, 20. This is the deadline I shared in the chat box. Okay,
Sir,
so
but
for
we have
presentation,
exams in those days.
yeah, earlier the deadline was 15. Right?
Sir, we have
Now
ongoing
it is
exam. That's why.
extended to 10 more days. This is not a big task. If you are going to refer the case study, you will notice that the case studies are very small, just 1 or 2 paragraph. It won't take at least 30 minutes, and anybody can find out at least 30 minutes, right?
Okay, sir.
Only one, Rohit. I shared even in the previous session as well. Only one case study you have to select, not all. I pasted 6 case study. You will notice 6, but select only one. Yeah, Yograj, you want my WhatsApp number? It is 8866604406. Guys, already marked. They can please leave so that.
Hello, sir.
Yes, David.
Can you write your WhatsApp number here in chat?
Yeah, let me write.
Okay.
Yeah, it is there now. Okay, guys, those who already marked their attendance, please leave this meeting so that we can discuss only with them, those who are having any trouble. I hope those who are here, they already marked their attendance. If not, please do it very quickly because I am about to end this meeting. I also need to go for my next class. So please do it. Ali, Ibrahim, Heather, then Sheshone, then Rani, then Tamiru, Waha, then Yaro. If you are having any trouble, please tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to leave this meeting. Then you will not be able to tell me your attendance as well. So do it very quickly. If you already marked, you are free. Please leave this meeting so that I can discuss only with them, only those people who are facing any trouble. Yes, Suman, I think still people are there, but if you want to discuss, we can definitely discuss. Let me even now. Now I'm going to stop the recording. I hope everybody marked their attendance.